In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how we were able to go ahead and do 32K in a single month without having any ads, without having a traditional funnel, all while having a 33% close rate and a 96.3% show up rate, right? So as you guys can see here, I have all the numbers exactly down here, every single call that we booked to make this happen, how much money we got from each person. As you can see, we had all these calls being booked on these dates right here. And I had to blur out the names of the people, obviously, but you can see the stage of the call. You can see how much money we got from it. And as you can see, 32K revenue, 18K cash collected, 27 calls booked, 8 closed. So some further proof for you guys here. We have some payment screenshots from Fanbasis, a bunch of different payment screenshots. Of course, as you can see, the names are here. Partly had to blur them out, but you get the idea. Here's our dashboard as well. So yeah. Essentially, I'm going to go over in this video how we were actually able to even make this happen in the first place. What did we have to do? What is our offer? What was our system that we were kind of running? If we weren't running any funnel, if we weren't running any ads, how are we doing it? And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to preface this right now. It was a very simple system. There wasn't much involved. There wasn't anything crazy involved. That you can literally just go replicate this like tomorrow. It doesn't take too much brain power or some crazy outside the box thinking. It's really just simple, but that's what makes it work. It's the fact that it's so simple and it's so frictionless and it's so straightforward. That's what actually makes it work in the manner that it did. So let me go into it and actually show you guys. Let me start off by talking about the offer. So the offer is Amazon FBA, helping people start/scale an Amazon FBA business, but mainly start. So we're mainly going after beginners. We weren't really targeting B2B or going after people who already had a business. We were mainly targeting beginners and people that were, wanted to transition into being business owners inside of our content. So that's what the offer is. That's what we were helping people do. That's what it is. And obviously it's going to be high ticket, right? Because to make this much money from only 27 calls booked, it has to be high ticket. Otherwise it wouldn't be possible. Now I want to talk about the system. So when it comes to the system, there's a really simple system that we use. This is, I guess you can call this like the funnel of the things. You know what I mean? Like this is like the funnel behind the whole thing. So the way it worked is we would have Instagram content, TikTok content. This is obviously, both of these are just short form content, but we would have short form content, so SF, and then we would have YouTube content, which is long form content. But overall, we would have all these three platforms, and then we would drive traffic to one centralized channel. So what I mean by this is on every single platform, if someone was to DM us, someone was to comment, someone was to have a CTA of what they should do after watching a certain video, it would always be to go to that one centralized channel. We would drive all the traffic there because we don't have an insane social presence. Like my client has under 2.5K followers. So it's like, it's very hard to have one funnel on one platform, another funnel on another platform, and then another one on a third platform. Instead, we just kept it all the same exact system, and we drove traffic that from every single content place to one centralized channel, which made the most sense in this case. Yeah, that's also one thing I wanted to preface before we got into this video, was that my client literally has under 2.5K followers, which is even crazier to think about. So as you guys know, that one centralized channel was Instagram DMs, obviously, because if there's any place that you're going to drive traffic to, then a place where you can do direct messaging, such as Instagram, LinkedIn. I wouldn't really recommend email because it's a little bit more, I guess you can say, like a slower process going back and forth. But if any channel, if you can get anyone to any channel where you can DM them, then that's what you want to go for. That's what you want to aim for ideally. So yeah, we got all the content, we drove it to one centralized channel, and that was Instagram DMs. Now, you guys might be wondering what the actual funnel behind it was, right? Like this is where we actually get into the, I guess like the fun stuff or the actual mastermind behind it. So let me break it down for you guys. TikTok content, Instagram content, and YouTube content. Now on TikTok, we would have talking head reels. There would be top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. So top of the funnel would just be broad, relatable content that attracts new viewers. And this would be like, day in the life content, personal opinions, etc., like very simple stuff, nothing over the top, just stuff that attracts a new audience and gets people to know who you are, awareness, right? And then middle of the funnel, which would be like actionable steps, little pieces of advice, whatever, on Amazon FBA, of course. And then bottom of the funnel would be like student results or personal results, like more social proof based, right? So showing more credibility. So that's how it went for TikTok. Same thing with Instagram. We use the same exact framework on Instagram that we use on TikTok. And actually, as a matter of fact, we would take videos from TikTok and then post them on Instagram, and then take videos from Instagram and post them on TikTok. So we were literally cross-posting content from TikTok and Instagram back and forth. And basically both the channels have like the same type of content on both platforms. So for short form, that's kind of what we did, because to keep it 100% honest with you, short form is not too, I guess, like a big of a thing that you should be relying on. So that's what we did for TikTok and Instagram. Now, I want to go into YouTube because YouTube is a little bit different. So we have the YouTube sales funnel. This is what we use for YouTube. And the way it works is obviously it's the same as Instagram and TikTok. There's top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. Top of the funnel for YouTube, same as TikTok and Instagram. It's broad, it's relatable content, and it attracts new viewers. So I remember we made like a day in the life video. We made a couple other videos such as like, this is the business model that allows me to XYZ, whatever. And we would do these like 2 times per month right now because we only did these 2 times a month because we didn't have any top of the funnel content. Like all of our content was just like value content. So we wanted to bring in a new audience. So we were doing 2 times a month, top of the funnel stuff. And then we were doing middle of the funnel. I still recommend you do top of the funnel stuff 1 or 2 times a month. You wouldn't want to go over that though, because that's going to make it's going to attract way too many people and you might get unqualified people. So you want to keep it around 1 to 2 per month. And then middle of the funnel, same thing as before. It's going to be niche specific content that builds a lot of value and nurtures people and actually gives them trust, gives them a free information on what they can do. Examples of this would be like how to do XYZ step by step, why X is better than Y, why this is the best thing that you should do in 2025, so on and so forth. And we would try to get these like 3 times a month, to be honest, because these are the best type of videos to make. Obviously, because they're going to go ahead and make people build trust with you. They're going to actually make people want to buy from you, and they're going to show people that you know what you're talking about. So these are like the main focus. So we would go ahead and get these 3 times per month. We actually went ahead and we made a free course video, which is around 100 minutes long. So basically an hour and a half. And we would drive all of the traffic from top of the funnel to that free course video to make sure that everybody who comes in as a top of the funnel viewer, they would literally watch the 100 minutes. Like if someone can watch 100 minutes of your content without stopping, that builds an insane amount of trust with them, right? You guys are on my YouTube channel right now. Whoever's watching, you're going to watch this video. Maybe you'll watch another one later. Maybe you'll watch a third and a fourth and a fifth. And by the time you know it, you've heard me talking for over an hour and now you feel like you kind of know me. Like that's what it's meant to be like on YouTube. And it's kind of crazy how it works, but that's just the way it is. So bottom of the funnel, case studies, social proof, case study breakdowns, etc. So it's the same exact thing as before. We're going ahead and we're actually, creating viewer specific content that converts all those new / existing viewers by showcasing social proof and results. So we made like a student interview video, like a testimonial student interview video. We would do these like 1 per month, like 1 of these per month is good enough. So you right now are currently watching a bottom of the funnel video, as a matter of fact. This video that you're watching right now is a bottom of the funnel video. You might have found me from one of my other videos, such as, me going over how to do XYZ or even a top of the funnel video. And you might be interested in what I have to offer. So you're now watching this video to see, okay, is this guy legit or not? And that's what I'm going over right now. And this is a bottom of the funnel video. So welcome to my funnel. You are now in my world. Now let me go into actually how we went ahead and drove traffic to that centralized Instagram channel. We'll start off with TikTok. So TikTok, as you can see, this is the profile here. Obviously I have all this stuff blurred out, but you can see in the bio, we have the IG. You can see in the name, we have the IG as I marked in both of these places, right? Here and here. That's one of the ways. And then obviously every time someone would go ahead and they would DM us and be like, hey, I need help with XYZ, that we would literally tell them, go and DM us on Instagram. DM us on Instagram, DM us on Instagram. We would just send everybody there. So that's how we would do it on TikTok. It's very simple. And then on Instagram Reels, we would go ahead and we get people to DM the keyword, right? So as you can see, this is one of the Reels that we have here. DM me XYZ if you're ready to build something real, create freedom over your life. On Instagram Reels, we would go ahead and tell people to DM CTA. And that's what they would go ahead and make them want to take that next step and then get them into the channel, right, of DMing us. So on YouTube, we were doing the same exact thing. So this is one of the videos, one of the top of the funnel videos we made. Truth about Amazon, what I wish I knew. As you can see, it says DM keyword on IG to work with me. So at the end of each one of these videos, we would go ahead and we would just tell people, like, if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, or you want my help, whatever, just go ahead and DM me the word on Instagram. Like, click on my Instagram link in the bio, go ahead and DM me. So what this was doing is it was driving everyone to our Instagram channel, and this is how we had the Instagram channel set up. So our Instagram channel was very optimized because if we're sending everybody to a specific platform, we want to make sure that it's, I guess, worth it. You don't want to waste these people. You don't want to send them to a busted profile that is not optimized and it doesn't really make sense. So the first line in our bio was an authority statement. So this is how much money he made with Amazon. Second line was DM me keyword to XYZ. Now, most people will usually have like DM me the word start to get started. You don't want that. You want to have an outcome-based call to action. So if you're going to help someone get to 10K a month with their agency, right? You can be like, DM me the word agency to reach 10K a month with the agency, for example. Like, you see how it's telling them to DM you the word XYZ to get to a certain outcome? That's what you want to have as a CTA in the bio. Then we had the YouTube VSL deep link. So we had a YouTube VSL. We did not use the traditional landing page. and we had a deep link to that YouTube PSL inside the bio. And then for highlights, this is also very important. We had the start here highlight, which is first, and then we had business results, which was his own results, documentation sort of, student results, which is obviously social proof, and then lifestyle. So these are like the 4 highlights that you absolutely need to have in your profile. Other than the highlights, we had pinned reels, 2 pinned reels and a pinned post. This was a lifestyle post. These 2 pinned reels, one of them was social proof. One of them was a belief shifting video. So as you can see, when someone comes on our profile, they're immediately getting nurtured. Now, once they would see that CTA, they would go ahead and DM us a keyword. Once they DM us a keyword, then there would be a DM setting framework, which is what we would use. We have our inbound DM setting framework. I'm going to go over it in a minute here. But after we run them through the DM setting framework, we realize that they're qualified lead. Go ahead and we book them on the Calendly page. Simple as that. That's like, I guess, the funnel that we ran. But we really didn't even have a funnel because, you know, when people think of a funnel, they think of this website or a landing page. But let me go ahead and show you the sales process of how do we actually go ahead and convert these people into buyers. So this is a very crucial part because I went over in the beginning of this video, right, that we have a 96.3% show up rate. Now, this was only from the 27 calls that we booked, but overall, our show up rate over multiple different calls across all the months has been 90%. So we literally have a really good show up rate. Now, obviously, these are all like warm inbound leads. We haven't really done much with paid ads at all, like no ads at all, you can pretty much say. So what I'm trying to say is the sales process is very important. So make sure that you actually listen to this and you take notes. This is the inbound setting framework I was talking about. So first step is the prospect DMs a keyword, right? And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to filter out and categorize. So we're going to ask them like, hey, like, do you already have an Amazon business? Like, you already do it, or are you looking to get started? And then they would tell us, okay, yeah, I'm looking to get started. And then we kind of soft qualify them. So we'd be like, oh, where are you from? What are you doing for work? Then we would understand their goals. We'd be like, oh yeah, man, so why are you looking to go ahead and get started with Amazon? Like, you know, what's got you interested in starting Amazon? Like, where would you want to be from 3 to 4 months from now if you were to start your business next week? And then we would identify the gap. So we'd ask them, okay, cool. So what would you feel like is the main thing holding you back from getting there? And that's where you identify the gap. They're going to be like, oh, I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't know what to do, right? So like knowledge gap, skill gap, time gap, money gap, all these different gaps. Once you identify the gap, if you know something that you can help on, such as like they don't know what to do, they don't know how to do it, like skill, knowledge, experience even, go ahead and transition to pitch them the call. Be like, yeah, man, that makes sense. Like I totally understand a lot of beginners get stuck in that same exact spot. They don't know what to do. We've actually helped a lot of beginners to go ahead and, you know, understand what exactly they have to do from A to Z to get started with their Amazon business without making the rookie mistakes. If you want, like, you know, you can hop on a call with my business partner, which is where we pitch the call. You can hop on a call with my business partner sometime this week, and we can see if we can help you out and map out like how we'd be able to help you out in your specific situation and dive in more detail in your situation. And they'll be like, yeah, sure. And then we get them to book. And then once they get them to book, we'll be like, okay, here's the booking link. Once they book, we send them the pre-call assets. And then they're like, obviously just booked for XYZ. And then there's the actual sales process after that. So one thing I want to mention, you guys see I have these dotted lines in between of each of these steps. Let's say we ask someone, oh, you already have a business, or you're looking to start one? Like, you already do Amazon, or you're looking to get started? And they're like, yeah, I want to get started, but not now, maybe like in a month. In that case, we wouldn't want to be like, oh, what are you doing for work, whatever. You can ask them, but you know this person is not too serious. So it's called a drop-off point. Or if someone hits you up and they're like, yeah, man, like, you know, I'm currently working, I'm in school as well, I don't have too much money, but I really want to get started with this business. That's another drop-off point because that's an unqualified lead. Let's say you try to understand their goals, right? And they're like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of bored and I'm just sitting at home all day, so I kind of just want to do Amazon. Drop-off point. Identify the gap. If you're like, oh, what do you feel like is the main thing holding you back from getting to 20K a month with Amazon? And they're like, yeah, you know, I think it's just a matter of time. I think I know everything. I think I don't really need any help. Like, we had one guy tell us that he wants to get to 40K a month and just struggle until he gets a mentor. So whatever, like, you know, pick your preference, pick your poison. But all of these, what I'm trying to say is all of these are drop-off points. And when there's a drop-off point, what you want to do is you want to say, oh, no worries, man. In the meantime, you can go ahead and watch this YouTube video. I think it'll really help you out. Or in the meantime, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. It'll really help you out. What you're doing here is you're building an ecosystem, right? So let's say this is the prospect. Instead of letting this guy exit, what you're doing is you're putting him in the ecosystem. So now, maybe if he doesn't convert into someone who's paying money right now, instead of letting him break through and just leave, you're telling him, hey, buddy, hit our rights and enter my ecosystem. And now he's going to be inside of this ecosystem. And this ecosystem obviously is going to be YouTube, Instagram, nurturing, you know, building further trust, showing more proof, instead of just completely leaving and never seeing you again. So when you send them a YouTube asset, you're gonna keep them in your system so that even at a later date, they might watch a video and they might be like, man, I'm just gonna do this, and then they're gonna hit you up again. Because trust me, some people think that if they don't convert on the spot, then they're just gone. But some people just have longer sales cycles, and that's how it is. Can't really do anything about it. All you can do is you can make sure that you let them not leave your ecosystem. You don't take them out of your system. You keep them in your infrastructure because that's going to give you a shot converting later on. Let's talk about what happens in the actual sales process. Let's say when they book, they tell you, oh yeah, I just booked for XYZ. This is the pre-call process. So the call gets booked. This is a manual action, obviously. The call gets booked, and then this is the manual action. You send the pre-call assets. So the pre-call asset is basically like a thank you page, a couple testimonial videos, just to get them more nurtured, to get them warmed up for the call, get them excited for the call. So we send the pre-call assets. After they book the call, there's two things that happen automatically. The first thing is that they get redirected to the thank you page. The thank you page is one of the pre-call assets, and this is gonna have the thank you video, some FAQs, testimonials, screenshots, all this type of stuff. It's gonna warm them up and get them excited for the call. And they also get an automated calendar invite. Now, this automated calendar invite is just basically, something that they have to accept so that the call shows up on their calendar. This is a big thing that's a lot likely to increase your show up rate. Like if you add this one thing into your sales process, your pre-call process, your show up rate is going to go up because sometimes people genuinely just forget to show up. They genuinely just forget they had a call at this time. But when it's on their calendar, that's different. A lot of people use calendar. Thank you page has all the case studies, the 5-step instructions, what they have to do before the call, FAQs, and thank you video. As you can see, automated calendar email reminders and automated calendar SMS reminders. 24 hours before for email and SMS, 12 hours before for email and SMS, 30 minutes before for email, and 10 minutes before for SMS. Now, every single one of these reminders that they get on email and SMS includes a few things. For email, there's, I guess, like a couple set of instructions, such as make sure to show up on time, make sure to be in a quiet space. This is not a phone call, it's a video call. So it sets the frame before the call. It's a pre-call framing. And then it also has the link to this thank you page, because this thank you page is the main pre-call asset. It's like the main hub that you want to drive you want to redirect people to over and over again. So not only do they get redirected to the thank you page after they book a call, and not only do they get sent it in the DMs, but they also get sent the thank you page on every single reminder. So in total, if you look at it, right, they're seeing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're seeing the thank you page 8 times. So there's no way that they don't watch your testimonials. They don't go over the FAQs, whatever. So if you really make it so that they keep seeing this page and you make this page proper so that they, has everything that they need, you're going to have someone showing up on a call ready to be there rather than just being like confused, not know what's going on, whatever. And then last but not least, we do a manual follow-up on Instagram 2 hours before. So what this looks like is the closer or the setter will reach out. They reach out on Instagram and they're like, hey, XYZ, are you ready for the call at, 5 p.m. Eastern today? And then they'll be like, yep. And then you'll be like, okay, cool. Did you make sure to go check out that video and, the thank you page? And they'll be like, yeah, I checked it out. So as you can see, 9 touch points before the call of just reminders, right? And it's intentional reminders. It's not just like, hey, your call's coming up. Hey, your call's coming up. Hey, your call's coming up. Because that doesn't matter. Like, what does it matter if the call's coming up if they don't know what the call's going to be about? If they don't know, they're not warmed up before the call. If they're not, they don't have their FAQs answered before the call. What does it matter? It doesn't matter, right? So that's literally the exact sales process that we used. It's the exact funnel that we used, the exact offer, the exact system, the exact everything that we used to be able to get ahead and get these results. And as you can see, here is the stats for the month of July. 32K revenue, 18K cash collected, 33% close rate, and 96.3% show up rate. If you're someone who doesn't have a massive following, you can just follow this exact system and you can go ahead and make the same numbers. You can go ahead and get the same results in a single month for your own coaching business. The only thing that people mess up is that they try to overcomplicate it. They try to do too much for no reason at all. Instead, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Create the simplest path to getting someone on a call, right? You don't even need to be extremely harsh within the qualifications. Just your whole main point should be trying to get calls booked right now because you're not at a massive level. You're not at a massive skill yet. So keep a simple system, upload value content, be really transparent in your content, be personal, be authentic, be valuable, provide a lot of actionable steps. People should be able to get results using your free content before they get to your paid stuff. And if you follow that, then you can also go ahead and get these numbers. So with that being said, if you're a coach or you're a creator and you want to monetize your audience, or you're already monetizing your audience, but you don't know how to scale it up, or you just don't want to do it all yourself, you just want someone to do it all for you, completely done for you, then go ahead, DM me on Instagram below. We can talk, see if I can help you out based on your current situation. See if I can help you close more clients, make more money, scale your coaching offer, or even build a new one. And that's all. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found value in it. Once again, make sure to subscribe if you did. That's all. Take care. Peace. See you guys in the next one.